Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel for another video. So one of my most viewed videos is when I compared Affinity Photo to Lightroom. And I wanted to revisit that for a few reasons. First reason is because I was new to Lightroom and I was just in awe of the tools that they had available. And the second reason is because I want to see if anything has really changed in Affinity since they released Affinity 2. But before I get started, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, and get comfortable, because here we go. So Affinity 2 versus Lightroom. Now I go back and forth with this so much that it's not even funny. So first I'll start with how I personally feel about the two apps. So Lightroom is known as the ringleader, so to speak, when it comes to photo editing, and rightfully so. It's easy to use, especially for a beginner. Now the AI tools are insane, and the use of presets over LUTs is the smartest thing ever. For example, look at this. In just one click, I can take this photo from this to this, and it's done. Not much left to do. Lightroom makes it easy for anyone to edit a photo like a pro. The AI, when it comes to smart masking or generative remove, is bar none the best thing to happen to photo editing. Not to mention when it comes to workflow, the ability to sync the edit that you did on one photo with all the other photos in your develop module. It just saves hours. And the list just goes on and on. Lightroom has so much to offer, you would think there's no reason to compare it against anything else. But even though all those things I mentioned are great, well, they have their downsides. I'll start with the AI aspect. So Lightroom's AI takes a lot of the hard work out of adding masks to a photo. And this takes a lot of skill out of editing. Yeah, for beginners, it's great, but sometimes I feel it's too easy and that I'm cheating. For me, learning to edit my photos and develop my own style was a major part of the process that I enjoyed. Yeah, this saves time and potentially money, but unless you're spending 6 to 8 hours a day editing, it's just overkill. Then there's the presets. Now, I love presets. Again, it saves a lot of time, but I also feel that presets are so easy that a lot of new photographers never get the chance to create their own style. I know you've all seen it. How many times can we stomach seeing every portrait photographer that we come across using the same sepia tone desaturated overexposed preset? So much so that it almost becomes impossible to determine who took the photo. Now to me, this just starts to take the photographer out of photography, because editing or post-processing was always where the photographer put their stamp. So then let's move on to Affinity 2. Affinity 2 is not a huge change from the first Affinity photo, which is kind of a good thing, mainly because they didn't overcomplicate things. Affinity uses a similar interface to that of Photoshop. You not only have your develop mode, but unlike Lightroom, you can work with layers. You can add light layers, color layers, pretty much any type of layer that you want, just like Photoshop. There are no AI functions, which make it easier for a beginner to actually learn to edit and find that style. It's a pretty easy app to learn once you dive into it, but it may be confusing at first. Unlike Lightroom, Affinity uses LUTs or lookup tables. And whereas presets are typically used at the beginning of the editing process, LUTs are used mostly at the end to give the final look. But the best part of Affinity 2 is that once you buy the app, it's yours. No subscriptions. So now for the downsides. Well, pretty much the opposite of Lightroom. No batch editing, no AI tools, no cloud storage, harder to manage your workflow, and no presets. Pretty much putting the photographer back into photography, which is also a good thing. So I'm sure you can see why I go back and forth on them. Affinity helped me learn to edit. It helped me with my journey of understanding more about lighting, how masks work, color tables and shadows. It taught me to zoom into my portraits and correct little things that I saw. I had my hand and my style in every photo I edited with Affinity, and it's helped so much with my photography. But Lightroom is a super beast. The things it can do just go unmatched. It's easy, user-friendly, always updated with new features, and I don't have to spend days editing photos. Instead, I spend a couple of hours. Lightroom makes it easier for me to have a fast turnaround time for clients, and by using presets, it speeds that process even more. But without Affinity, I don't think I would appreciate Lightroom as much as I do. And actually vice versa. So yeah, I'll still use both apps, but for different reasons. If I want to relax and just edit, I'm going with Affinity. If I want an easy day, I go with Lightroom. It all depends on your style and what works best for you and what you want to put into your edits. So going into 2025, both apps are 100% worth it. It just really comes down to your needs, your style, and your taste. Neither is really a wrong choice. So what is your take on it? Have you used Affinity too? Have you stick with Lightroom? If you have an opinion and you want to add to this conversation, go ahead and chime in down in the comment section, because I'm eager to hear all the different thoughts and opinions that you guys have. And if you enjoyed this video or you got something useful from it, make sure to like the video for the algorithm, subscribe if you haven't already, and click the bell for future videos. Also visit my website, jeff-gresham.com, for photo prints or to purchase my newly released Lightroom preset pack. You get 13 presets that I personally use every day for only $10. So that's going to do it for this one. So until the next time, get out and shoot. And I'll catch up to you in the next video.